Radii Devices is the company that we founded back in 2020. So it's based on some research from the University of Southampton that was looking at how we could take the best practice in engineering the advanced technology and apply it to the field of prosthetic limbs for people with amputation to try and get them to have the most comfortable prosthetic limb. Because at the moment, there are real challenges around the prosthetic socket, which is the bit of the prosthetic limb that actually attaches onto the person's limb. So it's not the kind of robotics of the mechanical leg below, it's the bit that attaches and interfaces. And if that socket isn't the right shape or the right size, it causes a lot of pain. It's quite similar to a pair of shoes. If you buy a pair of shoes that's the wrong size, they're going to start to cause blisters on your feet. It's going to rub. Very similar principle here, but the challenge is that these sockets have to each be made custom for each individual. So everyone has their own unique socket. They're designed by these very skilled clinicians who we're really privileged to work with, called prosthetists. And so what we're trying to do in this project is to take all of that best practice that's used in what kind of socket works well for a particular individual, analyze that, use some AI-based techniques, and then use the knowledge from that to really work in tandem with the clinicians to try and get that best fit faster for the patient. So it's all about reducing the amount of time that it takes to get them to have a comfortable limb. My background was in biomechanics, and we kind of said, well, can we take some of those philosophies around using virtual trials and running this like big population analysis and apply them to prosthetics? And the exciting thing there is that whereas a new hip replacement, you have a few sets of designs, like you have maybe 5 or 7 different sizes, a new design comes on. With the prosthetics, everyone is unique. So actually you get to a point where you can apply this technology at the point of care. So, my research, my PhD was developing methods to analyze from very much the biomechanical side of things, the interaction between someone's limb and the prosthetic socket, and then moving it through to Radii and moving it through to a company has been about how do you take that technology and how do you actually make it accessible, and that ultimately becomes a software challenge as well as a kind of a mechanical engineering and a healthcare challenge. We've got Orthopaedic Research UK as one of our shareholders, and I think what's really exciting about that, beyond just the length of the grant, obviously when a grant ends, then that's often the end of the project, and how much follow-up will there really be. But obviously, as a shareholder, Orthopaedic Research UK are with Radii for the whole journey. So we're really excited to have them as a partner in terms of the input expertise that they can bring, all of that that additionality beyond just funding below alone. I think that's a really exciting part of it. In the kind of short to mid-term, so as part of the grant, we the money from Orthopaedic Research UK, that's actually matching an Innovate UK biomedical catalyst. So over the next the next 18 months, we're going to be doing a multi-centre clinical trial of the software in several clinics across the UK. So to actually really clinically evaluate how well does the software work, what are the kind of quantify the improvements that are made. So that's our kind of primary focus for the next 18 months will be on that trial. Beyond that, it will then be a case of looking to scale up. I think what we're really excited about within prosthetics is that the industry is very connected globally. So, we've got plans to be really engaged with partners over in America and in Europe to really try and scale this solution globally. Because I think what's fascinating about Socket Fit is that it really is a kind of a leveler across the world. There isn't, because it's not something that at the moment can really be solved by technology. So actually you see this problem really consistently across different healthcare systems. And so that's why we're really excited about being able to hopefully become that new gold standard within the industry.